The U.S. Supreme Court returns to work next month, and as Paul Strand reports, once again, justices will hold the future of precious freedoms in their hands.
It seems controversies over our religious liberties are popping up more and more all the time. And these being the times they are, that means inevitably they're going to end up before the courts, even the nation's highest court. These legal experts looked at some of those likely cases, such as the one involving the Masterpiece Cake Shop. The state of Colorado punished baker Jack Phillips for refusing to make a cake celebrating a same-sex wedding. His side is represented by the Alliance Defending Freedom.
The Supreme Court has said that the free speech clause protects all kinds of speech, and that includes artistic expression. Jack's cakes are art. His Masterpiece Cake Shop has been referred to as an art gallery of cakes.
There's a similar case involving a same-sex wedding and a Washington state florist.
In fact, in this case and also in Arlene's Flowers, Jack Phillips and Barronelle Stutzman would in fact serve and sell products to LGBT customers. He would have even sold custom cakes provided that it was not expression that was going to be part of a same-sex wedding.
But Louise Melling of the ACLU characterized the case as a clear-cut example of discrimination.
It's hard for me to understand how a same-sex wedding isn't about same-sex people, which is about sexual orientation.
Are we as a society going to turn every observant Christian, Jew, Muslim into a member of the KKK? I mean, is that how we want to handle this tension in our society?
Meanwhile, the Supreme Court may decide September 25th whether it takes up a California law that critics say bullies pro-life pregnancy centers. Wagner says the case asks if those anti-abortion centers
can essentially be forced to refer for low-cost abortions, to notify those women who they're trying to help that they could seek an abortion through a state program. And that's unconstitutional. You can't force people to engage in that kind of speech.
Court watchers believe if the High Court takes the case, it could likely mean victory for the pro-life pregnancy centers because the justices often side with free speech.
There are very stiff penalties that are in place under this California law, and we've seen other states, other courts that have struck down these kinds of laws, but California continues to persist in really trampling on the free speech rights of those who are involved in pro-life issues.
So, as in most years, the Supreme Court's going to take up at least one big religious liberty case, and maybe even several. Paul Strand, CBN News, Capitol Hill.